Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is another comic issue review about a first appearance. Marvel Superheroes issue 18 is the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The comic has a release date of October 15th, 1968 and a cover date of January 10th, 1969. This is issue 675 in a complete Marvel Universe reading order. This cover shows the original Guardians of the Galaxy standing side by side on an asteroid. It was written by Arnold Drake, penciled by Gene Colan, inked by Mike Esposito, colored by Stan Goldberg, and lettered by Herb Cooper. The story is set in the future to year 3007. We see the character, Charlie 27, a human born on Jupiter, so his mass is 11 times that compared to Earth. The humans who are like Charlie are labeled, quote, Jovian. Charlie is returning to Jupiter after a space mission, but nobody is there to welcome him. Charlie 27 gets attacked by the alien race named the Badoon. They have taken over the planet and made Jupiter's people mine for Harkovite, a radioactive material. Charlie almost fights to save his people, one of them being his father, but decides to leave the planet via a living matter transmitter, and he ends up at the planet Pluto. On Pluto, the Badoons have taken over there too. The Badoons send out their animal hunters named Houndhawks after Charlie, but while in hiding, he meets a Polvian, another race descended from humans, just the ones who live on Pluto. It seems there is some tension between Jovians and Polvians. This Polvian is named Martinex, and he activates robots to attack the Badoons as the two then escape to Earth. On Earth, the Badoon Empire is about to interrogate Vance Astro, the first Earthman to the stars, who is now a 1,000-year-old man. They want to force him to freely work for them. Everyone else who works for them wears a mind control slave disc, but Vance is permitted not to, since he's lived for 40 generations, and if his skin suit is punctured, he will die. While being interrogated, we get his origin story. He was in the Air Force and then was chosen to be the first man to the stars. Doctors replaced his blood and covered his organs and put him in suspended animation for 1,000 years, then launched him into space to another planet. But Vance Astro was shocked to be greeted by Earthmen who had beaten him to that planet and colonized it way before him. Vance Astro was in suspended animation way longer than Captain America. The Badoon really want Vance to work for them, and they threaten him by bringing out Yondu, a native on the planet Vance originally landed on when he woke up from his 1,000-year trip. The planet was named Centauri 4, and he woke up in 3006 AD. A lot of this isn't explained in this one issue, but Vance Astro is definitely the most interesting member of the Guardians of the Galaxy in this issue. Anyway, Vance said he kept Yondu around just for laughs, and Yondu can't be used for leverage over him. To prove it, he would kill Yondu, but wants to use Yondu's own weapon, a bow and arrow, to do so. When Vance fires the arrow, Yondu starts whistling and controlling the arrow in the air, attacking the Badoon so Vance and he can escape using the teleporter on Earth. Well, of course, when Vance and Yondu get to the teleport place, that's when Charlie 27 and Martinex arrive. They meet each other for the first time, team up against the Badoon, and leave, vowing to challenge the Badoon to free Earth and the rest from the Badoon's takeover, hence their name, the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the first appearance of the Badoon Empire, as well as the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. They are a Guardians of the Galaxy villain throughout the years, even with only around 25 appearances so far. The Badoon in this seem to just be another alien race with no superpowers, just a weird look to them, and there are a lot of them, and they are merciless. For the story, they work as a threat, enough that there was at least 3 threats in this story, chasing the main characters, but these guys seem to be boring cannon fodder for action scenes. I like Vance Astro being a man completely out of time, like Captain America, yet he still stands up for people he doesn't know. He has no real stake in helping them. Everyone he knew is dead now. For context, Vance Astro first woke up 1 year before this issue takes place. I also really like Charlie 27, who was the main character of this story, how he went searching for his father after a long space mission he returned from, and finds that the Badoon have invaded when he was gone. I'm also curious on what exactly caused the tension between the Jovians and the Polvians. So when Charlie 27 and Martinex meet Yondu and Vance Astro, they fight each other for a bit, and we see some of all the members' powers. The member I knew the least about was Martinex, and his power is to shoot out heat and cold because of his crystal body. He basically has light energy to project, and super durable to extreme temperatures. Charlie 27's power is body density, so he's like the Blob from the X-Men comics. The last thing I'll say is, I read some people think that Gene Colan's artwork is unrecognizable in here. I don't get that. I think his art isn't inked that well, but I can still tell it's Gene Colan. Now let's look at the letter page, the Marvel mailbag. All the writers loved a hero named the Phantom Eagle, and uniquely, this is a hero in World War I. Usually there are heroes fighting during World War II. There is a lot they say about him. Maybe, like for example, maybe he could fight Baron von Strucker's father or meet Nick Fury's dad. He has a unique looking plane, and they hope he stays a solo hero. He can't reveal his identity because his parents are still in Germany at the time. Someone hints at the DC character Enemy Ace. Yeah, this hero's first appeared in Marvel Superheroes issue 16. And that's what this whole letter page was about. The hero, the Phantom Eagle. And no one responded to any letter that was written here. Not the writer or the artist of the book. I looked at it, and despite all this love, the Phantom Eagle has only had 11 appearances to date, and only 4 were before his death. One of the letters in this issue was written by Stephen Grant, who became a writer for both DC and Marvel Comics in the future, and yes, he has the exact same name as the hero Moon Knight. Now, there are 5 other stories under the cover, but they're all reprints from the golden age of comics, like some Mariner and the Android Human Torch. I won't talk about those in this video because they're reprints. So that's the story of the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It was in the middle for me. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this comic as much as I did, but a lot of it was just set up, and there wasn't really a lot of, I guess, modern day plot. I really wish there was more explained about the day-to-day of the year 2007 though, and this story was a quick read, I'll give it that. It kind of is just assumed that the Badoon have taken over everywhere by the end of the issue. And since they weren't that great of a villain anyway to read about, it's, yeah, in the middle for me. Well, that's all I have to say for it, and thank you for watching.